December 1984, military police locked the doors. Nancy Wheeler's expose went viral. The Department of Energy admitted Barbara Holland died from a chemical leak. Press conferences, apologies, Hawkins National Laboratory officially shut down forever. Except it never stopped. Not for a second. Season 5 just proved what some fans suspected all along. That building was never the lab. The people were. The mission was. You can padlock a door, but you can't shut down an operation when the government needs what you built. Hawkins' lab never shut down. It just changed addresses. November 1983. Brenner gets attacked by the Demogorgon. Everyone assumes he's dead. No body found. Lab goes into damage control. Then, December rolls around, and here comes Dr. Sam Owens. Fresh face. Department of Energy credentials. Seemingly reasonable. The show wants you to think he's the good guy cleaning up Brenner's mess. Watch what he actually does. Season 2 opens. Owens is running the exact same facility doing the exact same research. Gates still open. They've built a rift lab where soldiers burn vines from the upside down. Probe equipment in the other dimension. Monitoring Will Byers weekly because they know he's connected to something they need to study. This isn't shutdown protocol. This is full operational status. When Demodogs attack and slaughter everyone, Owens is the only staff member who survives. Convenient. Almost like someone that important to the operation gets protected. Then the public exposure happens. Nancy and Jonathan record Owens admitting the lab killed Barr. They work with Murray to create that chemical leak cover story. December 1984, the lab officially closes. Everyone celebrates. 3 months later, construction starts on Starcourt Mall, and we find out that whole mall was a Russian front to build a gate machine underground. But here's the question nobody asks. How did the Soviets know gates could only be opened in Hawkins? How did they know the dimensional barrier was thin in that exact location? Someone told them. Someone with detailed knowledge of the mother gate. The information didn't leak. It was sold or shared. The lab's research didn't disappear. It proliferated. It went international. Jump to season 4. Eleven's lost her powers, living in California trying to be normal. Then Owens shows up at a diner with a job offer. The Nina Project. He can restore her abilities. She needs to fight Vecna, and Eleven trusts him. Gets taken to a silo in Nevada, housing the most advanced sensory deprivation technology we've ever seen. Custom tanks, archive footage from Hawkins' lab, experimental drugs, everything needed to make her relive her trauma. That facility didn't get built overnight. Years of research, years of funding, years of planning, and who's running it alongside Owens? Dr. Brenner, still alive, still working, still manipulating Eleven like he never left. The United States government knew Brenner was alive. They knew where he was. They were paying him. The Nina Project wasn't some underground resistance. It was an official continuation of Hawkins' lab, under a different name in a different state. Hawkins' lab never shut down. It relocated. It expanded. It kept every key person in place. Season 5 makes this undeniable. After Vecna opens those gates, the military doesn't just quarantine Hawkins. They build a base, the Max Z, inside the Upside Down itself. The government looked at an interdimensional hellscape, and their first instinct wasn't to seal it off. It was to set up shop, continue research. Led by Dr. Ellen Kay, who's running experiments on upside-down creatures and hunting Eleven, like she's the priority target. Dr. Kay isn't some new villain. She's the next generation of Brenner and Owens. And in Volume 1, we find out she's holding Kaylee, 8, one of the only other survivors from Hawkins' lab. They've got her in the Max Z base, hooked up to equipment using her illusion powers for classified projects. If Hawkins' lab really shut down in 1984, how is the military still experimenting on test subjects in 1987? How do they have Kali? How are they using the exact same methods Brenner pioneered? Because the program never ended. It just changed management. Look at the pattern. Hawkins National Laboratory becomes the Nina Project, becomes the Max Z. Brenner gets replaced by Owens, gets replaced by Dr. K. But the mission stays identical. Study the upside-down harness psychic abilities, create weapons. Reddit's been going wild with this. Top theory. Sam Owens was never the hero. He was the PR guy. His whole job was to seem reasonable while keeping the operation running. When he gave Hopper those adoption papers for Eleven, he wasn't being kind. He was keeping tabs on a valuable asset. Another theory, Brenner never went rogue. His survival wasn't a secret from the Department of Energy. They kept him active because he was too valuable to lose. The man created psychic children from blood transfusions, opened a doorway to another dimension. You don't sideline that talent. You relocate him, give him new resources, let him keep working. The most disturbing theory, every major incident in Stranger Things happened because the government wanted it to. Will's abduction showed them the Upside Down could be weaponized. The Mind Flayer possession proved psychic connection could be controlled. The Russian gate demonstrated the technology could be replicated. Vecna's murders opened multiple portals for military access. Each disaster pushed the research forward. Each catastrophe gave them more data. Instead of protecting Hawkins, they kept feeding the machine. Season 5 shows the endgame. The military built a full operational base in the Upside Down, patrolling Hawkins, enforcing quarantine, medical checkups on civilians. They're not there to save the town. They're there to contain it, study it, extract value from the dimension dimensional merge. Dr. K's obsession with 11 proves it. She doesn't want to stop Vecna. She wants to harness 11's power. Same way Brenner did. 11 isn't a hero to the government. She's property, an asset, a test subject who escaped and needs to be recovered. When Hopper and 11 infiltrate that secret lab expecting to find Vecna, they find Kaylee instead, hooked up to machinery, being studied, still a prisoner, still a victim of the program supposedly shut down 3 years ago. That scene destroys any illusion that Hawkins' lab ended. Kali escaped in season 2. She'd been free, but the government tracked her down, captured her, brought her back, because once you're part of the program, you never really leave. They'll always come for you. This connects to real history. The lab's MK Ultra program was based on actual CIA experiments from the 50s through 70s. Project MK Ultra actually happened. Mind control research, psychedelic drugs, sensory deprivation, illegal human testing. When Congress exposed it in 1975, they didn't stop the research. They just classified it deeper, moved it to different agencies, changed the names. Hawkins' lab mirrors that history. Based on MK Ultra, inspired by Camp Hero and the Montauk Project, built on real government programs that promised to end but never did. The Duffer Brothers aren't just making horror. They're showing how power actually works, how institutions protect themselves, how research continues no matter the cost. Personnel are expendable, buildings are replaceable. The research is eternal. Brenner survived, Owens survived, the knowledge survived. They just recruit new staff, rebuild in new locations, keep the mission alive. Season 4 reveals the infrastructure never went away. When Brenner needs to run the Nina project, he's got government clearance, military protection, classified facilities, full operational support. That doesn't happen if you're a rogue scientist. That happens when you're still on the payroll. The genius of the show is hiding this in plain sight. We're so focused on the monsters we forget the humans are worse. Brenner tortured children. Owens studied them. Dr. K weaponizes them. The lab created every threat, opened the first gate, released the monsters, connected Will to the hive mind. Instead of shutting it down, the government keeps expanding it. When Vecna attacks the Max Z and captures those children, the military doesn't evacuate. They double down. They see this as an opportunity, a chance to study Vecna's methods, his transformation of vessels into psychic batteries. Dr. K says she doesn't care if 11's killing the missing children or protecting them. The reason doesn't matter. What matters is retrieving 11, controlling her, using her. That's lab logic. Results over ethics, progress over safety, weapons over people. Reddit users connected all the lab locations: Hawkins National Laboratory, Nina Project Silo in Nevada, Max Z base in the Upside Down, all on Department of Energy land, all funded through classified budgets, all running parallel experiments with different directors but identical goals. One theory: Owens was working with Brenner the entire time. The whole Brenner's dead, we're shutting down story was theater. Owens knew Brenner survived, helped him get medical treatment, set him up at Nevada, then publicly ran Hawkins' lab for another year before the stage shut down. That explains how Owens knows exactly where to find Brenner in season 4, how he coordinates the Nina project, how he has clearance to access Brenner's archived footage. They weren't enemies, they were colleagues, partners working different angles of the same research. Another theory: the Russians proved the lab's intel was still flowing. The Soviets didn't reverse engineer gate technology from scratch. They had help, American help. Someone gave them specifications. Someone told them about Hawkins. Someone wanted a second gate for comparative research. Who had that access? Lab personnel. Either Owens or Brenner or someone still connected. The leak wasn't espionage. It was collaboration. A way to continue experiments Congress and the public thought had ended. Season 5 reveals the payoff. The military has access to the Upside Down, infrastructure inside another dimension, capturing and studying creatures, monitoring psychic children. Everything Brenner wanted in 1983 they're doing now on massive scale with full government backing. This is what the lab always wanted: not to close the gate, to control it, not to stop the Upside Down, to weaponize it, not to cure 11, to replicate her. The 12 children Vecna captures in season 5, 9 to 10 years old. Perfect age for psychic development. Same age 11 was when Brenner's experiments peaked. Dr. K knows this. She's tracking them, studying the pattern. Whether Vecna transforms them or 11 saves them, the military gets test subjects either way. That's the horror. The lab never needed Hawkins to survive. It needed Hawkins to fail. Every disaster made the case for more research, more funding, more authority. Every time the kids saved the town, the government learned something new. Instead of protecting people, they protected the program. The scariest theory: shutting down Hawkins' lab was always part of the plan. Make it public, take the heat, apologize. Then rebuild in secret with more funding and less oversight. Use the scandal as cover to classify everything deeper. The perfect con. Fake the ending to hide the continuation. And it worked. For 3 years from 1984 to 1987, everyone thought it was over. Lab closed, Brenner dead, experiments ended. Meanwhile, they were running Nina Project, building Mac Zud, tracking Kaylee, monitoring 11, studying Will. The program never stopped. It just learned to hide better. Think about the logistics. You don't build a facility like the Nina Project in months. months, that silo, that technology, that security, years of preparation. Which means while Owens was running Hawkins' lab in Season 2, pretending to be the good guy, Brenner was already in Nevada setting up the next phase. The shutdown was scheduled, coordinated, planned from the beginning. The Max Z proves it. Building a military base inside another dimension requires approval from the highest levels. Pentagon, Department of Defense, maybe even the White House. This isn't rogue operation, this is policy. This is the United States government deciding dimensional warfare is the future and Hawkins is ground zero. Dr. K represents the evolution. Brenner was a scientist who happened to work for the military. Owens was a bureaucrat balancing research with damage control. But K? Pure military. No pretense of ethics, no concern for casualties, just results, just weapons, just power. She's what the lab becomes when you strip away the facade. When you stop pretending it's about science or national security or protecting people. When you admit it's about control, domination, turning children into weapons and dimensions into battlefields. Hawkins National Laboratory opened in 1953 running MK-Ultra experiments. 70 years of research, hundreds of victims, countless disasters, and it never shut down. Not when Congress exposed MK-Ultra. Not when Brenner got attacked. Not when Nancy's expose forced the closure. Not when 11 destroyed the Nina Project. The building changed, the leadership changed, the location changed, but the mission stayed the same. Study the supernatural, create weapons, sacrifice whoever necessary. Season 5 proves it never ended. The kids are fighting Vecna, but the real enemy is the system that created him. Brenner, who tortured Henry Creel as a child. The lab that turned him into one. The experiments that drove him to massacre. The gate that sent him to the upside down. Every villain traces back to Hawkins' lab. Every monster, every death, every trauma. You can't shut that down with a press release. Because the lab was never just a building. It was a philosophy. A belief that science justifies anything. That progress excuses any cost. That power matters more than people. That philosophy is still running the show. Still funding experiments. Still hunting 11. Still using children as weapons. Hawkins' lab never shut down because the people who ran it never faced consequences. Brenner died in Season 4, but Dr. K replaced him. The institution survives because institutions always survive. That's why this story matters. Not because of demogorgons or mind flayers or Vecna, because of the humans. The scientists who torture kids, the bureaucrats who fund it, the soldiers who enforce it, the system that never stops. Hawkins' lab was never truly shut down. Season 5 is showing us it never will be. Not unless someone burns it all down. Not unless someone exposes every facility, every director, every classified project. Not unless the kids finish what Nancy started. Make them answer for it. Every victim, every experiment, every lie. That building in Hawkins was just the beginning. The lab is everywhere now. Nevada, the upside down. Classified bases we haven't seen. It will keep operating, keep experimenting, keep destroying lives until someone stops it permanently. The final battle isn't just against Vecna, it's against the system that created him, and that system has been running for 70 years. Volume 2 drops Christmas Day. 4 more episodes to expose the whole conspiracy. Whether Owens is alive, whether Dr. K has other test subjects, whether there are more facilities hidden. The finale's over 2 hours long. Enough time to reveal everything. If you want to catch every revelation about the lab and its legacy, you need to subscribe right now. We're covering every episode, every theory, every moment when this show finally exposes what Hawkins' lab really was. The monsters were never the real threat, the humans were. And we're about to see exactly how deep that goes. Subscribe because you don't want to miss a single second. I'll see you in the next one.